Hey y'all, welcome to the Style Chronicles. I recently hauled some new makeup products, and in that little haul were 2 new MAC blushes. And then I had somebody request a MAC collection video, and I think I have too many MAC things to do one video on them. It would probably be, especially with the way that I talk, it would probably be an hour long. So I'm going to spare you guys that and maybe do my MAC collections separately in different segments. So I thought I would start with my blushes because that is kind of one of my largest MAC loves. I love their blushes. I also really do like their eyeshadows, so I've got a ton of those. I've got a ton of lipsticks. I think I have too many for one video, like I said. So blushes it is, and I will start with, I have a blush palette, the Pro palette, and then I also have a bunch of individual blushes, and I'll share the individual ones with you first and then move on to some of the other ones. Now, I'm going to try to organize these as best I can in color friendly kind of, I'm sorry, I'm laying them out. I should have done this before I started to hit record to make it just a little bit easier so that you can see the tones. Okay, now I will start with my absolute favorite MAC blush, and it's my hands down absolute favorite. It's not going to be for everyone. It is one of those colors that you either love or you hate. It shows up on you or it doesn't. It's there or it isn't. People have varying opinions on it. It was the absolute first MAC blush that I ever owned. It was the first one that I ever wore, and they do not make it anymore. Every now and then you can pick it up in a special collection, and that is what I do. I hoard it. But it is MAC's Strata, and it looks like this. It's kind of one of those nothing blushes where it's like, you'd probably pass it over, but it is my absolute favorite. Swatched, I will show you. It is literally my skin with a little, little bit of rosiness to it. Right there, you can see, barely make it out. It's just very, very light. Now, I used to own more of these, and I've been through so many of them. And you can see the pan there. But absolutely, I just love it. I love it. And on my face, I love it even more. I'm very greedy with it. Very, very greedy. I don't wear it like I should. So then, like I said, only available in special collections. It came out with the MAC Gareth Pugh collection last year, or was it the beginning of this year? I think it was last year. And I picked up the blush then, and I was a little disappointed because this is what I'm used to. This is what I got. However, I think it's, beautiful packaging. So it's been in the box. I just keep it in the box because I love it, and I probably, I'll use it like once because it's just pretty. And there's the packaging. It's just a black kind of box. The top is like a plastic, but the bottom is like a metal. And then it says MAC Gareth Pugh all around the edges. And here it is. It's got a mirror, and there's my beauty right there. Although it is pretty much the size of an eyeshadow for some ranges. It is gorgeous. I love it. Okay, so I think I've talked about Strata enough, right? And shown you that it either looks good on you or it doesn't. And I guess if you're really pale like I am, it shows up a little better. I only know of one other person who really does like this blush, and that is Rachel from Makeup Never Sleeps. She's about as fanatical about it as I am. I like it. I don't know. I can't explain it really. It looks good on me, and I love the way it looks, and that's it. So there's that one. Okay, next I can move on to other things. The lightest blush that I own, and by lightest I mean something that I would wear with like a red lip, is MAC's Tenderling, which looks like that. It is just a very kind of light, rosy color. It's not like Strata at all. It's got a little bit more, Strata has a little bit more brown rose to it. This has a little bit more tan. So you can see them next to each other. They're there, but they're not there. This is Tenderling. It's just a little bit of a light color, especially if you're wearing red. You don't want too much pigment on your face, and I just think that's a really good option for a red face. It's just a light tan peach. Okay. Next up, I will start with the kind of orangey shades, and by orangey, wait, there's one more. Okay. Well, we'll do that when we do the, okay. Not a fan of coral blushes, although I have a MAC coral blush, and I like it. I always have to add to it. So if I wear it, I always have to add like a pink on my apple or something somewhere to just kind of make it work. But that is Style by MAC, and it's a true coral color. It's a little bit of a shimmer. And here it is swatched. It's pretty. Can't really see. There you go. You see the color better back there, don't you? Beautiful color. Just a true kind of coral color with a little shimmer. It's a frost, so it's going to give you that frostiness. And that is the only coral I have. And like I said, I have to layer with other colors in order to be able to wear it, because I cannot wear corals. They just don't look, the coolness doesn't look good on my, not the coolness, the warmth doesn't look good on my cheeks. I have to stick to kind of cooler colors. Okay, and then my most recent one is the Peaches Sheer Tone one, which looks like this. And I'll show you Style and Coral, or Style and Peaches next to each other. And here they are. This is Style, and it's the Frost, and this is the Sheer Tone Peach. And you can see next to each other how this one would be a little bit more corally, and this one has a little bit more kind of pink to it. Does that make sense? So it's a little bit easier for me to wear. It's a little bit more in tune with the pinker, blue pink blushes that I prefer, as opposed to the orangey warm tone blush like this. Does that make sense to you? Probably not. Okay, so here's Peaches, and I'll do Peaches over here. And it's a really pretty color. I've been really enjoying being able to wear it. And there it is right there. It's very pigmented, and it shows up, and it's really, really pretty. And of course I have nothing to wipe my fingers on. I'll just wipe my hand before we move on. Next up would be MAC's Mocha, and this is a pretty pink color, just an everyday pink. I get a lot of wear out of this one, you can tell. And here it is swatched. It is a matte, so it has no shimmer to it. And there that is. They're pretty. Just a pretty mocha rose kind of pink blush. One of my favorite pinks, MAC's Pink Swoon, which is kind of a really good blush that looks good on everyone. But this is kind of that color kind of tone that I prefer, where it's that bluish, cool toned pink blush. So there's that one, and then swatched. Just a really pretty everyday pink. It's right here, Pink Swoon. This is Mocha, so just a little darker. And one of my most recent ones again is the MAC Mineralized Skin, or I always want to say MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, but MAC Mineralized Blush in Gentle, which is beautiful. I mean, just gorgeous, gorgeous. It's got such a pretty sheen to it, and I'll swatch it for you here. There's another one in this range too that I really want to pick up for the fall. I can't remember what it's called, but it's gorgeous. And there it is right there. And I think that is a really good, I'm wearing it today. It's a good fall color because it's just a little bit extra color on your cheeks that will play really well with the burgundies or the dark kind of lips that we tend to gravitate, or that I tend to gravitate towards in the fall, as opposed to like this bright pink that you would wear like now. It's just a really pretty kind of berry, raspberry color. Okay, that is all of my freestanding blushes, the blushes that are packaged freely. These would be my Pro palette, and these, as you know, you buy the palette and then you buy the individual blushes. They are a little bit cheaper than the regular size blushes. The only downside, I think, to something like this is travel. You have to take all of them with you if you're going to travel and you want to use anything. And the other thing too is, even though they are less to buy like this to fill your palette, you don't have the package to recycle afterwards. So you're just left with an empty, pan. So it's just not, it's economical, but it isn't at the same time. I mean, you can really, really start collecting a lot of lipsticks if you are a MAC plastic recycler, of course. So, okay, on to my MAC Pro palette. The first one that I will show you is the Cream Blend Blush, which is this one. It's So Easy So William, and it's just a very soft, light cream blush right there. It's a really pretty color. It's a really good base for any other blush that you want to put on top. Sometimes I like to anchor my blush in place if I'm really going for a look that says blush. So I do more of a neutral eye and then a neutral lip, and then really do a blush that really pops. I like that kind of look a lot because I'm a blush fan. Okay, and then this one right here, which is really, really pretty, is called, what is it called? Dolly Mix. Dolly Mix, I don't know. And I don't know the formulas of these because they don't say that, but there's Dolly Mix. Dolly Mix is a beautiful pink that is very friendly, I think, to a lot of skin tones, this one right here. And then this one, which is called Azalea, this is a pro color, but it's beautiful. Oh my goodness, look at this and how pigmented it is. I love it. This is, if I really want that bright cheek option, that's what I will go for. It is just gorgeous on the cheek with nothing else on your face. It's beautiful. So there's Azalea. This one, which is, I don't know if this is Dame or Well Dressed. This is Well Dressed, okay. This one, which is Well Dressed, right here. Well Dressed here and Dame right there. Dame is a little darker than Well Dressed. I think Dame shows up even better on my skin tone than Well Dressed. Well Dressed is a little different. I don't think it was, I don't know, it's a little bit kind of more white, blue, pink, sort of. Do you see that? It's, you know, as compared to the other ones. I would not suggest this for people who are darker skin tone. I think it's much better on pale because it doesn't really show up even on my skin, but that's Well Dressed. Dame, on the other hand, which is this one, I think is more universal for everybody. It just tends to show up a little bit more. There's Dame. So you've got, you know, this one, the Well Dressed, and then Dame. And then the last one right here, which is Melba, which is a really good, did you just wake up? A really good color for everybody. That's Melba right there. So just a darker, it's good for contouring too. Like I like to run it under here, right under my cheekbones or my cheek hollows to just kind of, you know, contour my face a little bit. That's pretty much the only reason why I use Melba. It's a really good color though. There it is. And it's a little more kind of peach tan, if you will. So that is my MAC blush collection. I'm always adding, always adding, and I'm sure there's like a couple floating around that I didn't get to, but ooh, I have happy fingers. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.